So now we are live on YouTube and request Anant sir to please go ahead with your session, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity and very good afternoon, everybody. Let me just start my share. All right. So I hope its screen is visible, right?
Yes.
On YouTube and
Okay.
request
Super.
go ahead with your...
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, have you ever reached at the end of the working day feeling exhausted but not accomplished? If that has ever happened to you, you can actually put a yes in the chat box so I know that it has happened with you. Did? Okay. All right. I want to ask you another question before we proceed. Did you ever realize that all of us are getting more distracted than even before? Now, this is the hard reality of life. The distractions have become too much. And what I recommend you to do is for the next 18 minutes, please switch off your distractions. And if you have a pen and paper handy, that will be great. I'm going to give you some real insights, which will take your focus, mind power to the next level. All right. So let's get started. And we'll be talking about achieving excellence through focus. So that's what my topic for the day. And we'll be speaking about 18 minutes roughly. And the introduction is already there. So I've actually trained the king's daughter, king's granddaughter also. That's one of the things which I want to add on. One of my participants has become world's youngest memory champion also. And I do keynote address in the global events. So this is some additional thing which was not mentioned there. So let's get started. And this is one picture which I have very fond memories. Like 29 years back, I was 17 and a half years old and I was conducting my workshop. And this is my one of the first workshops. And if you're wondering, where am I? That's me. So from that day, no looking back, I've been conducting my workshops from that day, and I have not done anything else other than this. All right. So this is my favorite line, which I always share in all my interactions. And that is, if you're not training your brain, you're draining your brain. Like the physical body needs exercise, activity. The mental body also needs exercise and activity. It's very, very important. Okay. Let's get started. And this is something I want to tell you. Excellence isn't about talent, it is about attention. Now, if you want to be excellent or have excellence in your life, talent is, of course, required, but more what is required is the attention part. Because focus is not just a productivity tool, it's a gateway to excellence. It is one habit that changes every result, every relation, and every outcome. Now, very proudly, I say that, not because I'm a focus coach, but I would always say, if you have the luxury of working on attending a seminar, it really doesn't matter. If you add a little bit of more focus, you'll be able to do the things in a better fashion. That's where the whole thing. And a lot of times people are not using the hidden power, which is focus. Okay, so let's explore the things and see how we can take it further. So first thing I want to talk about is your perceptions will make your reality. There is no such thing as reality. What you perceive is what you get. So just to give that, let me give an example here. So this is something, amazing. Now, what you see is what you get. Are you seeing a circle, or are you seeing a cylinder, or are you seeing a square? It depends on where you're looking from. Now, why bring it up? Is because in the mind space, there are a lot of people who say, hey, you know what? I'm getting old, so I cannot remember. Or remembering names is very difficult for me. So people have this kind of perception. So in RB, I had a couple of times where I remember the entire audience of 50 people, 60 people in just listening the names once. On the stage, it was there. So people have this perception, oh, it is very difficult. The moment you say it is difficult, that becomes your reality. All right. But then it's a process. And why I bring up this thing is, the sad reality is neither in the school nor on the dining table we have ever been given any formal training on how to read, how to remember, how to learn, how to focus. We've never been talked about that. So what has been told is, beta dhyan se padho, pay attention. I'm sure you might have heard this a million times, right? Pay attention. How many times have you heard how to pay attention? So it is not a skills problem. It is a problem of lack of process. It is not your mistake. We're not being given the way. So that's what I fix in the life, right? So let's talk about the real problems. People just say, oh, mera focus nahi ho raha. That's a problem. Now, there are much more bigger problems which nobody talking about. Now, let's look at the real problems, the major real problems. The first problem I want to talk about, the attention span of the mind. So just want to quickly ask you, Any guess on what is the average attention span worldwide? Attention span is the amount of time which you can stay put without getting distracted in one single chunk. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, 20 minutes. Okay. So another answer is 5 seconds, 30 seconds. And the finding is it is far, 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 far less than 5 minutes. Now, why I'm saying 5 minutes is if I say 1 minute, it will look very intimidating. So, I mean, just to give an idea, people cannot look at a second's hand for 1 minute without thinking of something else. The mind is on, the attention is like that. And because of that, what happens is the awareness is gone for a toss. People engage in conversations like, coffee conversation. Suddenly they say, "Arey, coffee khatam ho gaya, pata hi nahi chala." नोएडा से गुड़गांव ड्राइव करते चले गए, पता ही नहीं चला. I mean, one should be on drugs to achieve that feat. 300 ml hot coffee going inside, if I'm not able to understand what am I doing on the planet, the attention has become zero. So that's one major problem. The second one is too many thinking. Too much of thinking goes on. Like, I am here physically, you are able to listen to me, but what's the guarantee that I'm mentally here? Of course, for me, you can take guarantee because I am into that. बट a lot of times people like, अच्छा वर्चुअल बैकग्राउंड कौन है, क्यों नहीं है, अच्छा सूट पहन के आ सकते थे ना, अरे नोएडा एनटीपीसी का पेमेंट नहीं आया, आई हैव टू गो टू भोपाल, उसका टिकटिंग नहीं हुआ, मेड ने खाना दिया कि नहीं दिया मॉम को. All these things will run in the mind, and because of this the present moment is at stake. That's another major problem. And then comes the problem of decision fatigue. What is decision fatigue is, a lot of times people take unnecessary effort and energy deciding things. Please, for God's sake, understand, the more and more decisions and choices you make in your life, the more and more energy you are spending out in your life. Mental energy I'm talking about. I have seen people spending 10 minutes on choosing to wear a black socks or a blue socks. Should I wear a red color striped tie or a green tinged tie? And I've also seen people, Nescafe खरीदो को Continental coffee खरीदो, 15 मिनट जाता है उसमें. And because of this, they don't have energy to take critical decisions in life, like should I set up my second office in Mumbai or let's say Delhi? Usme what lag jata hai? Because you don't have the energy, because you wasted it on micro things. So people are going through decision fatigue. And I mean, earlier it was like, you have only one TV channel and you want to watch, you don't want to watch only 2 options. Now, if you want to watch a movie, there are 300 options. And you're processing so many options, it's a mental load. So decision fatigue is one of the most important things. So minimize your decisions. That will save you a lot of life for you. Okay. So these are the real problems which people are going through. Now let's talk about where to start. Okay, these are the problems. Okay, good. So if you want to really work on your focus, where to start, I'm going to give you again 3 things where you can really start working on. And these are very simple, which can be doable right after this session. You can actually start working on. Okay. The raw materials. So you have to work on raw materials. So if you want to construct a nice building, you have to have good amount of raw materials, right? So what are the raw materials for your focus? That's what I'm going to talk about. Now, if you can have these raw materials, your focus has got a better chance to be the next level. Let's go to the next one, which is the raw materials. The first one is intent. The most neglected raw material is intent. For example, if you don't have cement and you start with construction of a major palace, it's not going to work. What is intent all about? So let me just give a perspective. Now, I am sure you have attended many webinars like this, or meetings like this, or you have read books, or you met people. You've done a lot of things. Question is, how many times have you told consciously, just before attending to meeting, or just before meeting a person, just before opening a book, or during that event, that let me focus on what this guy is talking about. Let me focus on the conversation. Let me remember his name. Intent. People just open the webinar, just go into that, they open the book, they just start reading. If there is no intent, your brain will not even make a beginning, because no intent is equal to no decision. Now, let's say if I intend to go to Jaipur, then comes a choice. Should I walk down? Should I take my bicycle? Should I fly? Should I take a rocket? All those things will be later. But if I don't intend to go to Jaipur, I'll be enjoying Pune weather. I'll not make a move. Now, that's what is happening. People don't do an intent. Next time you see the magic, when you're meeting a person, tell yourself, I want to remember this guy's name. I want to remember what I am reading. I want to focus in this meeting. You'll be surprised. You'll have capacity built up automatically. Is this making sense? If it is making sense, can you just put intent in the chat box so I know that it is making sense and you have understood about the intent, because this is one real resource which you have to work on. It is super easy and 100% free. No effort required, just the word intent. I mean, just intent, magic starts happening. Thank you so much, everybody. So difficult to take the names, but thank you for acknowledging. Now let's go to the second one. And this is also very, very powerful, but those earlier days, people were doing this a lot, but nowadays, not happening. Now let me talk about what's the second one. That's willpower. Willpower is like the currency for focus. You want to buy focus, you have to give something. That something is a willpower. Your focus will be as good as your willpower. Now, for example, if I want to have a focus in this meeting, I have to have the willpower, not thinking about what is happening in the lunch, to not think about who is calling me on my phone, to not think about next payment coming when. So that is willpower. Willpower is required. And a lot of people, and if I ask you, what have you been doing on a regular basis? I'm not talking about once in a lifetime. On a regular basis, are you doing to build your willpower? Probably not much. But simple thing, can you just, simple stuff, very simple stuff. Now, let's say you want to have coffee. Can you just postpone it for 30 seconds? That's willpower. You don't have to break your back. You want to, get into a metro. Can you just let one metro go? 2 minutes. You want to take the lift. I mean, there are people running to the lift as if it is the last lift of their life. They just run. Can you just wait for 30 seconds and wait for the next car? Small things. You're feeling cold and you want to switch off the AC. Can you just wait for 30 seconds before closing? Now, these are the things which will really build your willpower on a micro level. Now, these kind of things you can do multiple times in a day. Now, you want to go to gym, you go to the gym one time. I'm not saying don't go to gym, but micro level is easier to step up. The more activities do for willpower, the more and more willpower currency will be generated. And that's what you can exchange for your focus. Is it making sense? If it is making sense, can you just put willpower in the chat so now I know that willpower has been clear. So there's a second resource or the raw material which is critical for focus. No willpower is equal to no focus, as simple as that. Thank you so much. Now, the third one is having a mental clarity. Now, people don't have clarity. People go for a walk. Why they are going for a walk? They don't have an idea. So I've been going for a particular walk where the people go for like last 17 years and they're still obese. Whereas I'm going for the walk for the last 6 months and have lost about 4 kilos. Now, why? Because no clarity. I ask, why are you coming here? They say, okay, we enjoy together. And at the end of the trek, they eat pani puri, chole bhature and all this stuff. There's no clarity. So have clarity in mind. Again, I'm not going to talk about, okay, have clarity, be positive. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a tool for having clarity or how you can have clarity. Now, having for clarity, you have to have just 3 questions answered. And the questions to achieve mental clarity are, why this? Why now? And what outcome? What result? If you can ask the simple questions, you will have a lot of clarity. Now you go into a meal, you don't know what you want to eat. Now, why you want to eat, why now, and what outcome are you looking at? You want to go and attend a meeting. People just go and attend a meeting because somebody called them. Now, why this, why now, and what outcome? If you can answer this question, you will be having a solid mental clarity. The moment you have mental clarity, your mind will perform at a very, very higher level. So if you understand mental clarity, you can just put clarity in the chat box. So I know that it has, landed to you. Clarity. Super. Thank you so much. So these are the 3 things. Now let's talk about what tools can you use. Of course, these are a couple of tools which I already gave, but let me give tools directly which you can use. Just a word of caution. Please don't get carried away by the simplicity of what I'm going to tell you. Now, what I'm telling you is going to be super simple. Just do it and see the magic. Just see the magic by using them. Okay, let's look at the stuff, right? One is called limit attention. So what is meant by limit attention? It's very simple. Now, whenever you're working on something, make sure in your visual span, you don't have anything not connected with the thing which you're dealing with. Now, let's say, for example, did it ever happen to you that, your mind strays and you actually wonder, why is my mind straying? Why I'm thinking about Vietnam? Why I'm thinking about burger right now? I'm sure you got there, right? How it works. Now, let's say this is my office and there's a snow image on the calendar. So I'm typing something and look at the snow. You know what? The mind starts processing. Snow, this Christmas party, rum cake, rum canteen, Major Verma, war, Vietnam. And all this kind of thing will happen in a probably nanosecond. And we'll be looking around and say, hey, why I'm thinking about Vietnam? There's nothing about Vietnam here. So when you want to sit for a major task, spend 1 minute clearing your visual space and you'll be amazed. Your mind's focus will be pretty high, not for the rest of your life, but at least for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, which you're going to work on. Okay. So what will happen when you limit attention? You will be anchored into what you are doing. The mind will not run here and there. Okay. People say mind is like a monkey. When you know mind is like a monkey, don't give branches to it. Okay. So the next one I want to talk about is transit break. Now, transit break is very, very important. Now, I am talking to you. Do you think I'll exactly talk to my mom like this? No. So do I talk how I talk to my mom with the security guard? No. Everything needs an ecosystem. Now, I'm eating a South Indian meal. If I want to eat a Chinese meal, I have to have a different mindset. If I want to eat Rajasthani food, I would have a different mindset. I cannot enjoy Rajasthani food by having a South Indian mindset. Everything needs a different mindset. So in our life, a lot of things keep happening. And what happens is, after every event, if you can give a small break, like before starting an event, if you can give a small break, we call it as transit break. I call it as transit break. What will happen there? It will help you to calm down and deal with the activity. It's over. And now I'll be in the meeting completely. Otherwise, what happens? I open the laptop, sit here, and what my mom said, what I've heard on the phone, what I said, all the things will be buzzing in the mind. But if you can just spend 2 minutes of silence before getting into an activity, you'll be surprised. Your mind will perform because you're giving it a space. Because otherwise, it's like one big activity happening in life. All right. So that's about the second one. The third one is micro goals. Now, what is micro goals all about? Micro goals is all about now. Now, what is my goal right now? So if I have a goal like I want to lose 10 kilos, that's a big goal. But if I have a goal like I want to lose 400 grams in this week, doable. I want to read 3 pages of this book right now. I want to read the whole book. Yeah, next week when I have my leave, but I want to read 3 pages now, much more easier. So when you work on micro goals, you will find that your job is super simplified and you will love the experience. All right, so this is about the micro goals. If this is making sense, can just put micro in the chat box so I know that micro goals is making some sense for you. All right, thank you so much. So let's move forward. And if you found value in this, I need just one small help. And that is, if you are a working professional age 50 plus, please participate in the survey by doing this scan. And if you don't fall under that age or category, please share it with someone else, because I'm actually doing a survey to help people in a much better fashion. So working and 50 plus, please scan it. And it will take no more than 2 to 3 minutes for filling up the survey. If not, take a screenshot of this and share with your friends, and that will be very much thankful for me. And I hope I have added value in the last 18, 19 minutes for you. If yes, you can just put value in the chat box. So I know that I've added some value on this Sunday for you. And thank you so much, Rishi, Krishna, Rupal, and thank you, Rohit sir, for giving me this opportunity. And if you want to connect with me, I'm available RBID 01688, and my phone number is 98998158883. So any questions, I'm available for a minute. So back to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm always fan of you, and it's amazing always to listen you. No
Thank you,
doubt
sir.
in that you are amazing personality. Anyone has any concerns or queries? I can note more than you can raise quickly. First two people I'll take. Only first two people who raise the hand.
Yes,
Yes,
Rishikesh.
Hi, sir. Sir, I don't have any concern. Basically, I had a suggestion. It
Okay.
might not be a new for you. still it came into my mind. I thought of sharing. There are many schools right now opening which are very, not a contemporary school.
Yeah.
I know few of them. I think you should approach, or we should, refer you there, because there is a need of people like you on the panel.
Thank you so much. So if you know somebody, please do refer me. And I also, HR leaders would be a good reference for me. Corporate L&D leaders. So that's where my business comes from. And schools also, I'm open. Thank you so much, Rishikesh, for sharing that. Okay. So Sureshji, and I think,
Yeah, Suresh here from Chennai.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not able to focus. I'm really don't able to understand why I'm not able to focus.
But now did you get some clarity? If you're low on the raw materials, your focus will be difficult. So if you're not managing that stuff, so maybe you can just connect.
Still, I need more clarity. I will
let's connect one to one. I can use super clarity. Before the meeting is
Thank
over,
you.
your focus will be up.
But
you don't have the number on the RB, so you can just connect with me. So
I have your number of 1688.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'll connect with you.
Perfect. So
thank you,
sir. Rohit, back to you, sir.
Last.
Ratnaji, yes.
Hi. Audible?
Audible. Yes, audible.
Yeah. Mr. Anant, you have been extraordinary, and you have given a very good insight, and you kept my focus on tap. Okay. Thank you so much for that today.
And I'll give you something interesting.
And I noted down everything that you said. All right.
Thank you. And I just want to give something very interesting which Pradhan ma'am has shared. If you want people to focus on what you are saying, you be focused, because focus is contagious. Like you smile, people will smile. You check WhatsApp, people will check WhatsApp. So you want to focus. If you want other person to be focused, you display that. Thank you for sharing that.